let's move quickly to your professional career. What did you do right after your senior year? What did you do? What you get into?
Oh, right after my senior year, it was crazy because, man, it didn't work out. I tried a lot. You know, I tried something with the Pistons, tried something with Spurs. I was just trying stuff, right? Yep. And then it didn't work out in the NBA. And it kind of soured me because, you know, my whole life, I just wanted to go to the NBA.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know nothing about overseas, right? Didn't know a thing about it. I had a lot of people calling me about going overseas once I got cut. And I was like, whatever. So I went to grad school that next year.
Word, okay.
I said, man, I'm just going to go to grad school. I'm going to finish up my master's because I graduated, but I was halfway done with my master's. So I said, I'm going to finish it up. But so while I'm doing my master's, like I had a job at the Office of Community and School Partnership. So I used to go talk to kids, inner city schools, go talk with them. But every day during my lunch break, I just go to the hyper, or I go or I be at like a student center, or I be at Assembly Hall, and I just be hooping.
Just hooping.
And then so basically, like one of my teachers talked to me, said, yo, AJ, you love this game. Go do what you do. So then I called my agent. I was like, yo, I'm a hoop. And then I went overseas. So I went to Iceland for that year just because they were playing in the Euro Cup.
Yeah.
So I played on that team in the Euro Cup, and I ended up leading the Euro Cup and scoring and rebounding. And we made it all the way to the Elite Eight. So I beat a team with like 3 NBA players on it by myself. I had like 36, 12, and 8 that game.
Dang.
And that put me in the BBL the next year in Germany. Okay. And then that year I was an all-star in the BBL and like one of the leading scorers, one of the best players. And then from then on out, I just kept like, so everywhere I was at, I was always real good. Okay. And like I said, I got 2 MVPs out of that and 3 Defensive Player of the Years, but probably like 8 All-Stars. So it was a real fun time for me. But man, like it all came to that abrupt end, man. Because do you know about my story?
I did. I read about it. I want to hear it from you though, because I did not know that. Because I had a medical issue too, so I can explain that to you after you tell your story.
Yeah, man, I had a stroke. So it was November 15th, 2010. We had to play against Marco Killingsworth, who played at IU, transferred from Auburn, played at IU. We had to play against it. If I wasn't playing against Marco, I probably may be dead. Because I had a stroke, right? I got elbowed in the head the day before in practice. Now, they told me I was out for maybe 5 minutes. That's what I thought. Man, I was out for like 5 seconds. I was out for 5 minutes. They didn't tell me that. I thought I was out for like 5 seconds. So I got hit in the head. I was out. I came back. I practiced. Something happened to me where, like, I just stopped talking. And then it was cold then, so I had a hood on, and I had only this part of my eyes. Like, I had this part of my face out in the hood. Yeah. Like, and I'm walking around like that all day. I go home. I go to sleep. I have a dream that I can't walk, I can't talk, and I can't see. Dang. And I wake up, and I can't walk, I can't talk, I can't see. So, man, I don't know how I get out the house. I crawl out the house. I'm dragging, because the right side of my body wouldn't work. I'm dragging myself. I get downstairs, because I lived on top of a mall. So I get downstairs where the cars are for the players that live there. There's only like 4 of us that live there. Yeah. And then one of my teammates sees me, drives me to the arena, because we had shoot around the next day. Marco Killingsworth team was having shoot around. So Marco sees me, and he's trying to talk to me. And he's like, yo, something's wrong with AJ. Y'all go get him. Like, I go to the gym barefoot. It's November 15th. It's snowing. I'm barefoot. I got a cutoff on and some sweatpants. I walk out. I get to the locker room. I throw shoes on, and I'm walking out there on the court like this, like barely. I get to the court. I grab a ball. I pass out on the floor. And then for 3 days, they're just trying to keep me alive, man. And I wake up in the hospital. I see blood everywhere. Like, I'm hemorrhaging blood. This. And then and it was scary, man. And I'm telling you, man, I had some real moments. And then for probably like 2-3 months, man, I'm in there. I don't know anything. Can't speak. Don't know anything. I'm in a rehab clinic trying to walk, trying to talk. And then one day, like in January, I think like January 26th, I wake up and I can walk, I can talk, I can move, I can do everything.
Really?
So praise God, man. I to this day, man, I'm just so thankful to God because I don't know what made him spare me like that.
Incredible.
But I'm grateful.
What did the doctors over in Germany say happened to you?
Oh, they said I had a stroke.
It just caused everything for that time.
I had a stroke because, listen, my whole life. And I used to tell them, I am not wheezing. I can't breathe, right? And so because I couldn't breathe, I got on this health kick where I used to just run. So I had a hole that was probably about that big, and I shrunk it to about that size because I used to run so much. So, but the thing was, I still had a hole in my heart. So I got hit in my head, had a concussion, which was probably like my 5th or 6th concussion. And when I was concussed, the blood flew the wrong way through my heart, and it ended up going in the hole. And that caused me to have a stroke.
Oh.
And that's why they check for those hearts. The heart holes now, the players, they check those for those now because of me. So, you know, if I had to be the scapegoat, I'll take it.
Hey, man, I'm glad you got blessed and came back, and I'm sure you're taking care of yourself now, man. How long did you play overseas?
Oh man, to 2011.
Okay, so what kind of how did playing overseas change your outlook on life? Period.
Man, you know how it does. Hey, man, it changes your life, man. Because the thing is, you grew up like number one, going to Indiana changed my outlook on life. Because I'm from the inner city of Atlanta.
Right.
I went to school with maybe 2 or 3, Caucasian people my whole life.
Right.
So the world was different to me. So when I got to Indiana, I'm like, oh wow, the world is actually everybody, right? And then going overseas, I'm seeing like. And I'm not knocking Americans, but man, they place a way higher value like on family time and stuff like that. So it's real cool to me how it shuts down. Like at 6 o'clock, everything shuts down. Like it's not this 24-hour stuff. Sundays, everything's closed. Most of the time on the weekend, everything's closed. Right. And so it's a different environment, and every country is a different lifestyle, different way of life. And because I got to go to so many different countries when I played, it's like I got to taste life. I got to taste so many different shades of life, right? So many different flavors of life. And then it humbles you too, because there are some freedoms over here that we just kind of take for granted, right? That they're just not applicable like in many countries. Right. So it's interesting. It's something I would recommend for everyone, you know, to go overseas and kind of just see how it is.
I do too. And I always tell how it changed me, how it changed my perspective on.
Hey, where'd you go? Where'd you play?
I spent 4 or 5 years in Italy, and then I also had a medical issue where in 2005 I was playing in Italy, and I remember going into a playoff game, and there was like real cloudy rings around the lights, and I couldn't focus. I couldn't say I tried to play, had a horrible game, and they tried to give me eye drops, wouldn't work. And this was in 2005. So I ended up leaving Virtus and playing in Reggio Calabria, Italy, which was near Naples in 2006. So I'm playing in the game, and the ball goes, somebody shoots the ball, comes off the rim, and I'm like, damn, I lost track of the ball. So the ball like bounced right in front of me. So that was my first idea, something ain't right. And a couple games later, it happened again. So I come home in 2006, same year, I'm having my first child, you know, same everything. And I get diagnosed with advanced glaucoma. And so what I had lost like 5% of my vision from the top. So, you know how you can look at a stoplight, you can look ahead, the stoplight here, but you can see the stoplight. So you don't necessarily have to stare at it. Is a piece that's gone because this advanced glaucoma ate away. It starts at your peripheral vision and eats away at your vision. And if you don't get it under control, it's your vision totally. So I end up have 2 surgeries, eye surgeries, where they poke holes in the back of my eye to let the fluid drain out your eye. I had to take a year off playing basketball. And even when I came back to play, there was an adjustment because I was really instinctive playing basketball. I never had to see you and look directly at you to pass. You know what I mean? I can still see here, But here it became an issue, so I had to learn how to always follow the ball, which is something I never did. I had to train myself to do that. So I ended up playing in Italy, man, and then I did my little tour. I started to get the money. Sweden, I went to Sweden and Qatar. I'm finishing my career. And I knew it was over. I was okay with it because at my size, at my ability, I put out a lot of energy, a lot of work, a lot of effort. And, one thing for me, I didn't want to be one of those guys that couldn't walk when they was done playing
And that's why I retired, man. Because, like Teddy Bruschi, to me, he deserves a Medal of Honor, man, because he had a stroke too. And he came back the next year and played. He won the Super Bowl, had a stroke like the day after the Super Bowl, rehabbed that whole off season and came back and played. Like I couldn't do it. Like I got to the point where I got back, like I was insane, man. Right. So once they fixed my heart, I trained. Month of July, had my workout, I killed it. Mm-hmm. Like a couple NBA teams were there, about six or seven overseas teams were there, and I had options, and I was like, man, I don't want to play anymore.
Right.
And then like back then, I was talking with my mom because it was tough, man. It was rough because I was engaged, and then I ended up, my fiance ended up, that didn't end up going good,
right?
Because she thought I might be a vegetable, and I don't blame her.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and then it was just a lot of stuff going on with that, so we just parted ways. So I was talking with my mom, and I'm like, Mom, listen, like I love playing, but I was like, I love Solana. That's my oldest daughter. Okay. I'm like, I love her more. I got to be here for Solana. And so that's why I gave it up just for my daughter, because I'm like, look, I want to see my daughter grow. I want to help my daughter, become what she wants to become. And she's a senior now, got her first card last week.
Wow,
you know what I mean? Doing great. Volleyball player.
Good.
Going to be real good. So I just want to, I just moved on, man. I got to the point where I wanted to help my kids, be there for my wife. And also as well, I wanted to, be an influencer on the next generation, man.
On the next generation, no doubt. And then you ended up getting into training immediately. How did that training? I looked up a website that you had, and I don't know if it was old or new, but it's real neat and it's real easy to navigate. But I wasn't sure if that's what you're doing now, because I also saw that you were involved with the Mamba Sports Academy as well.
I still am. So Kobe, man. Kobe was like, all right, so I met Kobe when I was like 13, man. Like I was at his first summer league game out here, right? And then he said he was talking to the reporter after the game. I was right there, like on the court. And he said, hey, listen, the reporter was like, hey, how do you do this? And how do you do that? And he was like, well, my thing is, I work hard, I do this. He said, but I believe in myself. And he said, if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. So Kobe said that to me, when I was 13, and I'm like, boom, I'm running with that. If I don't believe in myself, no one else will. I remember when I was a senior, I was at ABCD camp, and that's back when he was with Adidas. He came and talked to like the top 10 of us there, and that meant a lot to me. And then I see him from time to time, just throughout. You know how basketball is a small world, right? And so then after the season was over, so I was working at Sports Academy, this place, right? We were Sports Academy then, and then I found out he wanted to come down, so I talked to him. I said, man, you need to come down. You'll love it. You want to be a part of it.
Right.
And then so he came on, became a part owner, and man, I loved him. I love him for it. And I'm still hurting over that, man. You know what I mean? Because, I know you know about him.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
You know about him firsthand.
How was y'all relationship on a personal level?
Me and Kobe?
Yeah.
Oh, we had a great relationship because, we're kind of the same. We're wired the same when it comes to basketball.
That's what I was.
We're wired the same. Like I was like that. Like I was not a good teammate.
Right.
Like people think like I was not a good teammate. People like the people who can't stand it, they say I was a jerk, but I was trying to make you tough. Because at the end of the day, when we're in Illinois or we're in Wisconsin and it's in Michigan State and it's 2 minutes to go and we got to get 3 stops to win, well, man, we're going to win.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just how it had to be. So me and him, we always got along because we were kind of cut from the same like cloth, or like, you know, just work hard.
Right.
And everything else to take care of everything else.
Absolutely.
But so I loved him a lot, man. I was actually talking to him like right before the thing happened, you know. So it was crazy, man.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. Where were you at when you got the news?
I was at the gym. So him and his daughter, they were coming up here to play. And so he told me to bring my daughter, my newest baby. She's like a year and 8 months.
Okay.
He told me to bring her up here so he could meet her. So me and my daughter, we were here. Me and my baby girl, we were here waiting by his bench. And then his assistant coach came and pulled me over. And he told me like kind of before everybody else. And then I just, you know, I grabbed my baby. I get out of there because I start tearing up and stuff. And I know people were looking at me. And I got home. I told my wife, and my wife was asleep because it was early in the morning. And she was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Man, I just, you know," I said, "I'm sure it'll be on the TV here in a second." And then, you know, it's still weird, man. You know, 2020 has been a weird year.
All the way, man. All the way.
Year for sure.
Yep. Like, hey, so you just mentioned you got a wife and kids. So how many children do you have, and how long have you been married?
Only two. I only been married 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Well, only 2 kids.
Okay.
Well, we gonna get more. We definitely doing more.
Absolutely. You're gonna go into it with a positive attitude. It's definitely gonna happen. But back to the Kobe thing, little known fact is I spent some time with the Lakers. Actually, my last legit shot at making a team. And I kind of bet on myself and lost at that time, but I really thought that I made the team at the end because I did I was tired of trying doing what they call non-guaranteed contracts. I was tired. Like I felt like I earned an opportunity. So what I did was I decided to do, they call a make good contract. So that is, if you make a team, it's guaranteed. So I went out there. I had a great camp. I had a great relationship with Shaq, but I had an opportunity to get to know Kobe. Kobe and I are the same class, 1996. I wasn't on that level, but took an immediate liking to my skill set, my game, and I was impressed because I would come into practices and this dude would be in there shooting like 400 fadeaway shots, the same shot, and then he'll move to the 300-400 fadeaway shots. Then he'd do some conditioning. Get back, we come back to the gym later. He back there doing more. I'm just like, now I can respect this guy because I understand why he's so good at what he does. And we got a chance to talk. People don't understand how intelligent the guy is. And I hate talking in past tense. So I always say how intelligent he is because I know his spirit is still around and he's still shining down on the Mamba Academy, you and everybody else he touched. So man, that was a tough time, man. And 2028 hasn't let up since. But we're gonna use the same Mamba mentality to get through 2020.
Always. I mean, and then that's the thing. I just think about, you know, because I think about him a lot, man. I probably like 4 or 5 times a day, man. I do. But the thing is, like, if you know him, you know how it be, man.
Absolutely.
Man, stop that bitching, man.
Right, yeah.
Stop that whining, stop that complaining, man. Just keep moving now.
It's
like, because that's who Kobe is, man. He's not. Yeah. He's never gonna feel sorry for anyone, and he definitely don't want anyone feeling sorry for him.
Exactly. It's simple for the vets, man. We like, hey, man, quit crying, do the work, put the work in, get the results. Yeah. At the end of the day, leave that alone, man. And hey, it's been dope, man. I really, really appreciate this, but we're going to end with what I call my Hoosier 10, man. And I'm going to ask you 10 questions. You're going to give me your best answer, and we're going to go from there. But before we do that, man, I always tell people, and I told you to on your Instagram page. What's your Instagram?
AJ Moye, but it's like spelled at AJAY_MOYAY.
Y'all follow that on Instagram. And what's your Twitter?
Oh, no Twitter for me.
Cool.
But I know people got Twitter. People got AJ Moye Twitters.
They got 1,000 AJ Moye. Ain't none of them.
Yeah.
But y'all follow that man on Instagram. And to keep up with him, his family, his training aspirations, and go support that academy.
I wouldn't even have an Instagram if it wasn't for Kobe. Kobe made me get an Instagram.
Yeah, you got to, man. You got to sell you got to sell that all the experience that you have, man. So so what I'm gonna do is ask you 10 questions. You give me your best 10 answers. The first question is, what dorm did you stay on campus?
You know what, man? Here's what the crazy thing. We didn't stay in dorms.
Ooh, so I think that's who ended it.
Yeah. Oh. So I think Coach Knight. I think one of y'all got some sort of problem. That's what Tim told me.
That's what he said. Okay. We're gonna find out from the great Tim.
But listen, when I was a senior, the freshmen were back in dorms, right?
Back in the dorm.
But when my freshman year, nobody on the team was in the dorm. Tim said no one. He said no one could stay in the dorm. So I never lived in the dorm.
Okay, cool. Favorite restaurant to eat when you go back to B-Town?
Oh, I like that steakhouse. What's that steakhouse called?
Zagreb's?
Huh? Zagreb's.
Okay. All right.
I go there every time, man.
Okay. Who was the toughest individual matchup you had?
Oh, man. I mean, it varies, man.
Yeah.
D-Wade was a problem. Ooh. So I played D-Wade like so it's like this. This had to be the second game of the year. Our first game, we played Alaska. We were in that Great Alaska Shootout. So we played Alaska Anchorage. We killed them. And then we had to play Marquette the next game. Mm-hmm. And so me and Coach Davis stayed after the game to watch Marquette play Tennessee first. And Tennessee was like one of the top 10 teams in the country.
Right.
They were loaded. They had Vincent Yarborough, Ron Slay. They had so many. They were loaded. They had the Harris point guard. They were loaded. Mm-hmm. Man, D-Wade had 30, 12, and 8. and then Mike Davis, he said, AJ, who he remind you? I said, Coach, he like a 6'4" Jordan. And he was like, man, boy, stop. He said, stop that woofing. I said, all right. And then look at his career now. He might be the third best shooting guard ever.
Yeah.
MJ, Kobe, D-Wade, right?
Yes, it is.
I tried to tell Coach that, right? And Coach was like, no, man, don't say that. So, but D-Wade, Chris Paul. Now, Chris Paul, man, he whooped my butt worse than any person whooped my butt, man. That dude whooped my butt, man. I'm talking about, listen, that dude would beat me 63-36 at halftime. Oh, he had like 16, 8, and 6.
Right.
He was an animal. And then Devin Harris at Wisconsin. He used to give me problems.
Yeah, he was a problem.
He used to give me problems.
That Chris Paul sounded like what Chauncey Billups did to us. But we can respect that. I mean,
hey, Chauncey, man, man. I was like, man, hold up, bro. I can't even lie to you. I became a Chauncey fan after that game, bro.
Hey, man, I tried to get the bolt cut in my head because of this game. He gave us 20 in the first half or 22 in the first. I'm like, dang.
I'm talking about.
He inspired me though, man, because that next summer I hit the gym in the weight room hard because of that dude. I said, man, I'm gonna be the best player in the big, all because of that game. I said, if that's the level I gotta play at, then that's the kind of work I gotta put in. But also, what's your most memorable game?
Man, my most memorable game. I mean, it's got to be that Duke game. That Duke game was like that. But you know,
why you hesitated?
I got a lot of games. Huh?
I said, I don't know why you hesitated. I knew it was gonna be the Duke game.
Yeah, that Duke game got to be the game.
Right. Okay. Toughest place to play in the Big Ten.
Michigan State, man.
Okay.
To me, it's Michigan State, just because it's three. Well, man, all of them are hard because Michigan State's hard because they put the students right there on the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's hard because it's like 1,000,000 feet of snow. It's a weird arena because it's like you're just in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Minnesota's weird because it's like you about to run off a side of a cliff or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's scary. Yeah. But I say Michigan State.
I say Michigan State. And Indiana hasn't won at Wisconsin since my sophomore year, which is incredible. Like They don't understand the lack of energy in that building. Like it's just nothing.
There's no energy in there, man.
You got to create your own.
And they do it dirty. Like they give the tickets you get, you sitting at the top of the gym.
Absolutely.
So they don't make sure it's no noise. We hear no support.
They had my mama touching the retired banners up there. But
exactly.
Question: did you win at Purdue?
Oh yeah, one time.
Okay, good. Your favorite Bob Knight moment?
Man, hey man, what moment wasn't my favorite, man?
That dude crazy.
That guy, that dude crazy. Like I can't even say my favorite. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I can't even say it because you know, okay. Like I know.
Hey, I got some favorites that won't make it on this show.
Hey, won't make it on this show, man. Yeah, I can't even do it because that's how much I love.
Absolutely, my man. Hey, okay, last 3 questions. Give me your top 5 IU greatest players.
Oh, I said this the other day to somebody, and it's gonna be tough. I had Isaiah Thomas, Calbert Chaney. Now this just mine.
Yep.
George McGinnis. I had you.
Me, 4.
And then I had Steve Alford.
Okay, 5.
And that was my 5. I apologize. Like the team that went undefeated.
Yeah.
I think they deserve their own like.
They got their own. We shouldn't
they not even in IU fame. They are 76 national, and they would have been the 75 national champions if Scott made him break their wrist.
For sure.
So listen, they Scott, Quinn, Ken, Mike Wilkinson, all them. Hey, they deserve to be somewhere else.
Absolutely. Well, you know, and that's the truth. That's the truth of the matter. And then there's a difference between your favorite and your greatest. And
those are my favorites.
So, your favorite IU player of all time?
My favorite IU player of all time?
Yeah.
You don't hate me for it.
Don't worry about it. Let's get it.
AJ Guyton.
He's saying
that's my favorite.
We on the screen together. We on the screen together. That's my dude right there.
That's my favorite player of all time.
But you are my favorite player of all time. And I told you that already. So that's the AJ bromance right there. And
that's what it is too.
Who is the greatest IU player of all time? Who embodies everything, all of what Indiana basketball is all about?
Who embodies that?
Yep. The greatest IU player of all time who embodies everything that Indiana basketball is all about.
Ooh, man, I
yeah. Talk to me.
Talk
to me. Give it to me. Talk.
I hate to say me, but I wouldn't talk for real. But man, I think a guy like Damon Bailey, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Indiana kid, man. Yep. Grew up, rock star, right? Went to college, played great, suffered an injury, came back, still played great. People say he didn't live up to the expectations, but to me, he fulfilled the expectations, man.
I disagree.
He fulfilled the expectations. So Damon Bailey to me is like storybook.
Okay.
And he's a dear friend of mine, so I love him.
I got first time I met Damon was about a year ago, right after I finished coaching, man. And I ran up to him like, man, what's up? Finally got to meet him, man. He's awesome. And but like I said, it's opinion, and I always respect everybody's opinion. There's a difference between the greatest and your favorite, and we all of our IU brethren are our favorite players. And it's just barbershop talking. It's something fun to talk about.
But I'm just saying, like, from the standpoint of like being an Indiana kid, going to Indiana and living up to and fulfilling those lofty expectations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big shout out Damon Bailey and condolences to Damon and his family. It's gotten, some tragedy happened within the Bailey family, and our hearts go out to him as well. So, man, but Hey, thank you for your time, man. I see you eager to get back on that gun. So I'm gonna let you get back out there on that gun and fulfill your hoop dream some more. And I'm gonna get out of here. But I want to thank you for taking the time to spit that knowledge and catch everybody up to what's going on with you. Once again, follow me on Instagram.
Oh yeah, hey, yes, sir. Hey, I got another client right now.
Yeah, I know you got a client right now. Go get that money. Let them know what that IU basketball and that IU work ethic is all about, bro. And we always gonna stay in touch, man. We'll get you this podcast, and so you can send it out to your people and let's stay in touch, brother. I appreciate you, love you, man, and look forward.
We always will, baby.
Look forward to connecting with you in B-Town, bro.
All righty.
All right, boy. Peace out, AJ.
Peace, baby.
All right, man. Take it easy.